Joining us right now on the Team Sports Network, he is the kicker and punter for the Colorado Mesa Mavericks football team. Sullivan Moon joins us. Sullivan, good to talk with you. How are you today?
Oh, I'm great. How are you?
Pretty good. Last week, you guys unfortunately fell to Central Washington, 28-12. You got up to a 9-0 lead, and then things kind of fell apart. But one bright spot, you picked up your first RMAC Special Teams Player of the Week honor. So kind of bittersweet, I guess, winning the Player of the Week award, but knowing that your team didn't quite get it done last week.
Yeah, definitely bittersweet. I would give a million of those personal accolades to get that win. But I have faith in our guys, and we've got good morale this week, so we're going to turn it around.
For you, kind of on the sidelines for a good portion of the game, and going in when your number was called, either kicking or punting, what were maybe some of your observations for how your team did last weekend, and some things you're going to want to clean up in as you're getting ready to face Pueblo this weekend?
On both sides of the ball, we've got a lot of talent, and it showed on Saturday. We had plenty of explosive plays, had some good drives that unfortunately fell short. But I think as long as we play together, play as a team, play for the person next to us, we should be good going forward.
So let's talk a little bit about you coming in as a kicker and a punter. I guess for you, it makes you obviously very versatile, right? It kind of makes you a utility player, being able to do both the kicking and the punting. For you, how did you kind of get involved in having both options there for you? Because a lot of coaches would probably want you to stick with one or the other. You're able to do both. How did that kind of transpire that you were not only able to, but are now being called upon to do both punting and kicking for the Mavericks?
Yeah, being a kicker and a punter is something I've always done since I started playing football in high school. And, I can't thank my coach Lev enough. He sees me as more than just a kicker. He sees me as another athlete on the field. That unconditional support is just amazing to me. There's some different techniques you have to do, managing reps during the week and stuff like that in order to be able to do both at such high volume. But I really leaned into it so that I can do my best to help our team get the win.
From a pure technique standpoint, which one would you, if you had to sort of have a preference for punting or kicking from just a technique or just from a on-the-field standpoint, which one do you think you'd prefer generally?
That's funny. I get asked this question a lot. Compared to the common thought, I'd say punting is probably more satisfying when you get a really good ball, because it can really change the game. You flip the field and the other team's going to start from way back there, and you try to pin it. That's always a great feeling. But at the end of the day, field goals is kind of the bread and butter. That's where we get the points. That's how we win. So, I love both, and I hope I can continue to do both kicker and punter.
You mentioned Coach Levi Suyao Noah. I'm hopefully pronouncing that correctly. I might be mispronouncing that horribly. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
From a special teams coaching standpoint, what are some of the things that he's kind of brought to your game that's helped you a lot? And what are his philosophies on special teams generally that you've really taken to heart?
Yeah, again, I'm extremely blessed and grateful that he's got all the faith in the world in me to do my job. I think we do a really good job of protection and operation on field goal, snapper, holder, on punt. We've got our shield guys, Ricky in the middle. He's really good at communicating to the team and setting a good block for me. So, it's going pretty well.
What is your relationship like between the guys like your long snapper and your holder? How in tune do you guys have to be, and how much do you practice kind of getting in a sync and in rhythm for when you're either kicking field goals or on the punt game?
Yeah, Trevin being my holder, he's one of our best receivers, so we don't get a lot of reps with him, but when we do, we take advantage. We're all focused. Aaron and I, my long snapper, we lived together this summer, so we got a lot of bonding in there, and he's one of my best friends on the team, and I know he's a guy I can count on. So it's just having that brotherly love and being there for each other that will bring us success, and I think we got it.
All right, this might be a little invasive of a question, but I got to ask, worst roommate habit for you and your long snapper?
It was funny. So he he's got a little single apartment, so I was sleeping on the pull-out couch. But I don't think there were any issues, besides for us just being a little too close to each other, maybe for that long of a period.
Fair enough.
You can get sick of somebody, but no, I mean, we would take turns cooking pasta and breakfast, and it was a great time to really get to know him as a person, and I think it'll translate to our chemistry on the field.
We're talking with Sullivan Moon. He's the punter and kicker for the CMU Mavericks. A transfer, actually, from the team that you're going to face this week, CSU Pueblo. You spent a couple years there. In 2022, you were the primary kicker. You led in scoring with 80 points. In 2023, you had more of a punting role. So, again, kind of that punting-kicking combination. You transferred to CMU. What was the decision process like for you to go from Pueblo to Grand Junction?
Well, it was a really hard decision for me. I mean, I can't thank my teammates from Pueblo and the coaches we had enough. I really developed as a player over there. But, things happen, and I think I had a really good opportunity here in Grand Junction. Coach Lev and Coach K recruited me out of high school, so I know that they can trust me. And, the tradition is rich here in Grand Junction, and it's a nice place to be. I love the Western Slope.
We're talking with Sullivan Moon, punter and kicker for the Colorado Mesa Mavericks football team. Going into Pueblo this week, what's it going to be like for you? Obviously, being that you played a couple years of your college career there, you're going back to the Thunder Bowl. What's kind of the feeling for you? How are you kind of approaching this game from a mental, personal standpoint, knowing that you're going to be kind of going back to your old stomping grounds?
I said it earlier this week, but I've kind of got a different type of energy. This is one that's really important to me. Pueblo is very close to home, being from Colorado Springs, so there will be a lot of people I care about there watching me. I'll get to reunite with all my old teammates. So honestly, I'm really excited. But yeah, we're definitely going to get after it, and I think it'll be an exciting one.
So going into this Pueblo contest, just looking at some of the raw overall numbers, CSU Pueblo right now, their field goals 2 for 5. You're right now 2 for 3 on the field goal kicking percentage. Punting wise, you guys right now, you've had 7 for about 245 yards total, 35-yard average. CSU Pueblo right now, their punter is hitting about 42.5 yards per punt on 15. Some things you're watching on special teams, some things you're watching on film, getting ready for this Pueblo special teams unit, because we always talk about how special teams is always kind of a wild card or maybe a bit of an X factor. In this Pueblo contest, what are some things that you're looking at specifically on special teams heading into Saturday?
I know they do what they do well. They've got Coach Mack as their special teams coordinator. He knows what he's doing. And they've got some athletes too. So, I know they're going to bring all they've got. So we're going to do the same. And, I'm not worried about the statistics or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's just about doing your job in order to help the team win.
So let's get to know you a little bit more. You played at Cheyenne Mountain High School. You lettered as both a varsity football and basketball player. For you, what was the high school experience like? Talk to me about your days at Cheyenne Mountain, and how did you kind of come to figure that maybe you were on a path to be able to play college football at the next level? Yeah,
I would say my journey was a little bit unconventional. I didn't start playing varsity football until my senior year. And I was being the kicker and punter, and they wanted me to start playing linebacker and wide receiver too, and that's an experience that I'll never forget. Being able to, be an athlete really gave me the confidence in order to play at the next level, and in order to do the things that the coaches here ask of me. I'm comfortable, taking care of the ball, doing whatever they ask of me. So I think high school was really fun, but college is really where you make a name for yourself. For the community, we've got the whole city of Grand Junction behind our backs, so that's a feeling that can't be replicated. I'm really excited.
So you got Pueblo this weekend, and the kickoff was moved up a few hours because of possible weather. So what are some things you do on a long road trip like this to Pueblo for the few hours that you're on the bus?
I'm really into visualization, and my mom, she's really into mindfulness and meditation, so she's given me a lot of skills. So I practice those, and obviously on the long bus drives, there's not a lot of room, so I got to stick my legs out into the aisles in order to keep my legs comfortable. But it's not too bad. We're staying in the state. It's not going to be as long of a trip as the Texas one. But it's all about just staying locked in and eyes on the prize.
We're talking with Sullivan Moon, kicker and punter for Colorado Mesa. You mentioned your mom. She was a college volleyball player at Charlotte. Your dad played college football at the United States Coast Guard Academy. So family, there's a lot of family history there with college athletics for you.
Yeah, and they're so supportive. My dad's probably the biggest D2 football fan I could think of. He's really into it, and that gets me excited as well. My little sister's a volleyball player as well, so athletics runs in the family, and we take it seriously. But at the end of the day, it's all about glorifying God and just being there for the people around you that support you. And so they always keep me grounded on that.
No doubt about it. All right, Sullivan, we'll get you out on this. When Sullivan Moon is not student athlete, when he's not doing his work, right now you're majoring in finance right now. When you're not doing the student athlete part of your life, what are some things that you like to do just kind of on your own for your own free time? What are some things you like to do to kind of decompress?
I'm a really social person, so I love hanging out with my friends and my teammates. One thing that was really cool about moving to Grand Junction was being so close to Powderhorn. In the off season, I probably get a little too crazy sometimes, considering I need to stay healthy. But skiing is a big hobby of mine. I love it. It's fun to be on the mountains, fun to be outdoors, and this is a great place to do it.
You mentioned Powderhorn. Is there maybe a favorite resort that you have? Is Powderhorn your favorite, or do you have another favorite you've hit up? Powderhorn's
my new favorite. Living on the Front Range, we were always close to Monarch Mountain and Copper Mountain, so those are two of my favorites as well. But, anywhere skiing in Colorado is pretty good quality, so can't complain about that.
No doubt about it. Sullivan Moon, the kicker and punter for the Colorado Mesa Mavericks. Good luck this weekend against Pueblo. Thanks for your time, Sullivan. We appreciate it, and we'll hopefully get to talk to you again soon. Good luck.
Hey, thanks so much. Thanks for having me on.